Good morning. Great start to the day today. Woke up slightly later than planned. You know when the Whoop alarm goes off and it just like vibrates, and I just double tap it and be like, I'll just have 5 more minutes. And then you wake up an hour later and you're like, okay, my body definitely needed to sleep for longer. So yeah, woke up I think about 7, something like that. After a 5:30 alarm was snoozed, and then went outside and thought I don't really have time for the gym.
Okay, so that's this morning's workout done. It was actually using this. You'd think I had learned, and that's where it took place. Good way to start the day.
This morning I was a guest on the Pam Pum Experience podcast with Mick Coe.
Hey everyone, today we'll be covering a topic related to rediscovering dropshipping with our guest, Louis Smith. Louis, let me start with a simple question. I'm super curious to learn more about your backgrounds and your humble beginnings.
How far do I go back? I mean, when I guess the moment that I first shifted into entrepreneurship, graduated university, studying medical microbiology, actually, of all things. So something completely unrelated to what I do now, and went to work for a big corporate in the medical sector. So in medical devices and diagnostics, I worked in a huge American corporation. So my day-to-day job for about 10 years, but probably about eight and a half years actually, was going into operating theatres in hospitals around London, dressed in my scrubs, and being there to help during operations where they were using our equipment. So it was quite kind of high pressure, high stakes. After a while, I just started to realize that it might not be what I wanted to do long term. And I was just wondering, is this it? Is there not more to life than this? Well, I was with a colleague at the company I worked with, and we walked past this group of tech guys on their MacBooks. And she looked at them, and my colleague turned to me and said, I've always seen you as someone who could work in a startup. Like, have you ever considered it? And that question stuck with me because the answer was no, I hadn't. But I thought, why not? Why have I not considered doing that? So that night I went home, and I remember I searched on my phone on Audible how to start a business. And I came across the book, The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And I think that was the moment that the curtain was drawn back, and I saw this secret world on the other side of entrepreneurship that I never knew existed. I listened to that book on repeat, and I just remember one day thinking, right, that's it, we're going to do it. So I convinced my wife, Becky, that my fiance at the time, that it would be a good idea to quit our high-paying, stable jobs with our nice, pensions and the healthcare and the company car and all the nice, stable, safe world of corporate work, and just go and create my own business and use it to move to Thailand and live on the other side of the world, somewhere where we'd only been on holiday, never lived there. And so over the course of the next few months, in evenings and weekends, I built up my first e-commerce business using the dropshipping model. And there were lots of mistakes along the way, which I'm happy to dive into today if it helps any of your listeners avoid those types of mistakes. And we used that business to become digital nomads, I guess. So that was really good. Recommend watching that one when it comes out. We'll show a little clip of it. And then got the kids out of the house this morning, and Becky's off to see a friend in Oxford for the evening. And so, yeah, it's a lot of work lined up today ahead of the big launch. I've got about 5 videos I need to film for our new membership area. So I need to get filming on those. Now it's time for a quick coffee, a bit of rehydration, and to get filming some videos for the membership. Tap for sync, and let's do it. So I'm going to be jumping into a screen share as well, which will be captured on this feed, this Loom feed. I'm Louis Smith, the founder of Dropship Unlocked, and I'm so excited to have you here. Here at Dropship Unlocked, we have different tiers of support. If you ever feel the need for more personalized guidance, maybe consider upgrading to the Masterclass program. This includes one-to-one support, live Q&A calls, and step-by-step video training modules to get your business up and running in just 6 weeks. Now you can apply to join them. All right, so that's a wrap on the recording of the membership videos for our new membership community. That was good. Recorded those, felt good, and hopefully captured some of the energy that will welcome members into that community when they arrive. So watch this space. More news on that coming soon. It's absolutely boiling here again today, so I'm going to take a little drive, get in the air conditioning for a little bit, maybe pop in, see my parents, and yeah, just enjoy a bit of the afternoon. take a little bit of time to chill, maybe have a read, try and keep cool. Got through loads of admin work, and I'm going to make the most of a bit of this quiet time on a hot day like today, because we've got a big week coming up next week with our launch, and got to make sure I'm on top form for it. So yeah, with that said, I'll see you in a bit. So the house is extremely quiet at the moment. Children are out. Becky's in Oxford, and so just going to take some time to relax, chill out a bit. It's 12:20 at the moment. I'm still kind of fasting up until about lunchtime. I tend to not eat much until lunch. I'll have maybe a Form protein shake in the morning by a company called Form that has no sugar in, so it's kind of the closest thing to not breaking a fast whilst probably still breaking the fast. But I just find I've got much more mental clarity and alertness by not eating before I do things like filming, or if I'm ever on a podcast, I prefer to be on a podcast in the morning. And also if I'm recording videos and I want to be sharp and alert, then I'll do that in the morning as well. Not so much with these videos. These are very much kind of casual, informal, whenever I get a second. So the other two things that I didn't mention that both go into a morning shake actually come from my background when I studied medical microbiology at uni, and they are this Vivo Mix. I found out about that from Rhonda Patrick from on the Joe Rogan podcast, who's an incredibly clever, talented nutrition expert, professor, PhD. So those, which are really good, like super strong probiotics, which has so many benefits to having. And then also this company, which is actually by a guy who was one of my lecturers at university, Biomino, which is a prebiotic, which selectively enhances for like the good bacteria in your gut. So not only are you getting a load of good bacteria through Vivo Mix, 450 billion CFUs of it, which is like, I don't know, like 100 times the concentration of most of the high street ones that you get, plus the Biomino as well to selectively enhance for those good bacteria, sets you up for a really good kind of digestive system. And yeah, it's linked to all kinds of things, like the link between probiotics and gut health, linked to like mental well-being and stress reduction and immunity and longevity and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's my rationale for having those. There we go. We got the frozen fruit in there, the ice, the protein powder, the energy superfood blend, and yeah, some ice, some water. Get that in the blender. The NutriBullet work its magic, if it works. But yeah, just waiting for the team on a couple of bits now before I dive back into filming videos. But sometimes the eyes just need a break from the screen, so let's sit out here and read a book for a little bit and just enjoy this peace and quiet in the house at the moment, these rare moments that come by. So that's it for now. Okay, so for lunch today we are going to be having a nasi goreng from Prep Kitchen. Get that in the microwave, give it I reckon 8 minutes to do the job on that. And then I promised I'd give you a bit of a walkthrough of like what I'd have for lunch. So this morning, what have I already had? Already had some Fawn protein and some chocolate peanut flavoured performance protein. Specifically though, this one has very little sugar in it. No added sugar. So yeah, that was this morning's shake, and sometimes even a little assortment of space goods, astro dust as well. This is the kind of the mushroom nootropic powder, but this is the one without caffeine. So I'll have this one sometimes in a protein shake in the morning. Again, doesn't have any sugar, I don't think. Doesn't spike the blood glucose or the insulin levels, and then I can still have a coffee in the day without ending up over caffeinated. So yeah, that's the morning routine. Now for lunch, I have another couple of scoops of this, mix in some ground flaxseed, almonds, Brazil nuts. Becky's got some of this Huel Daily Greens powder,
So I scoop that in. I've got some frozen smoothies in the freezer, so I get a bag of those. So this comes from a company called, what are they called? Packed, I think it is. PACKD. Yeah, and in there we got banana, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, blackcurrant, spinach. And it says blend it with 200 ml of liquid and energy superfood mix. So they give you these little sachets in your smoothies. So I have to find the energy superfood mix one. Not the recharge, not the replenish, not the vitality, not the focus, but the energy superfood blend, which has some chia seeds, maca, cacao, and guarana as well. So that goes in with that. Whack it all in the NutriBullet, and that gives me a lunchtime shake, which really helps me with stable energy levels throughout the rest of the afternoon. Lots of mix of good stuff in there. If don't actually need any more protein, had a little bit of that this morning. And then that, along with a nasi goreng today for the prep kitchen, will be enough to charge me through the afternoon. Done. Nasi goreng ready to go. Wash some of this down and then into the afternoon.
It's days like today that I am very, very thankful for the fact that I get to run my own businesses. Sometimes I have to put it in perspective when it feels difficult, especially in this heat, and I'm managing children and keeping them occupied and doing nursery pickups and recording videos and stuff, and it can feel like there's a lot of stuff happening. But I have to remind myself that it's happening because I'm building something that I control, and ultimately I think I crave that autonomy in life. I could very well be on a train going up to the north of the country to host a sales meeting for an employer, that I don't own the company, and they're just paying me for my time. And then I come back and it's 8 o'clock and I get a train into London, and then I drive back to my house and I don't see my kids go to bed. Like the fact that I could go out in the middle of the day and go for a walk and have lunch and have a read and exercise in the garden in the morning and see the kids, I'm so grateful for those things. So I never take it for granted. And the idea of this video daily journal really is to kind of capture the in the moment roller coaster, because I think every day is a bit of a roller coaster, and there are some real ups and downs, and I love it when I zoom out and I look at what I've been able to do with the day today and the months gone by. I love it and I wouldn't change it for the world, but there's no denying that in the moment it's tough, right? And so that's I guess that's the lesson of today's video diary entry. When you zoom out and you look at your life and what you're building, are you happy? Are you creating something that is building a future for you, that makes you passionate, that helps other people, that makes you happy? And if you're not, perhaps that's okay with you. There's no right or wrong to this stuff. I knew that for me, I wanted to be building something of my own, and I now am. And in years to come, I'll probably look back on these videos and think, that's what it was like when you had young kids. That's what it was like when you were trying to balance being a multi-business owner with having a young family and trying to do all of those things yourself and manage your team. So yeah, all good fun.
Now, something I sometimes occasionally do, usually for lunch, but today it happens to be for dinner, is pop out to Lyon and get myself dinner from Lyon. So just waiting to pick that up now. Gonna go home and eat that, and that'll be dinner sorted for tonight.
So you may or may not be able to see that I'm very sweaty. That is a combination of, because it is a very hot day here at the moment, but also I've just gone through bedtime with 2 toddlers and getting them, well, one of them was fine to go to sleep, the other one, it was quite tricky, and I've probably sung the Fireman Sam theme song about 50 times in a row, as well as taking the bins out, watered the hedge out the front, which is dying, so I need to keep that alive, as well as recording about 5 videos today, being on a podcast, doing a workout this morning. All in all, very productive day. Actually felt really good today. Felt like there was a lot of output. I like days like that where you're kind of creating constantly and you're building and you're seeing the tangible output of the things you're recording and creating and putting together come to life. So that was really exciting, and it's going to be a really big week next week in our beta launch for that program. But yeah, just balancing family and work life today, really, trying to keep both plates spinning. Being a guest on a podcast was fun. Had a bit of an internet connection issue halfway through that cut out, but hopefully the final edit of that will come out fine. Had a look at the recording of the AdCon presentation, which I saw the final draft of today, and all looks good. Adam's done a great job with that, and that will already be out on the channel, I imagine, by the time this comes out. And so yeah, was a productive day, was good, feeling fresh. It's 8 o'clock now, ready to unwind, chill out, put my feet up, maybe have a cold shower, and ready to tackle another day tomorrow. So with that said, speak to you soon.